Hi all. I hope you don't miss the not very nice Christmas lights I had there in my last video, but I simply couldn't be bothered to put them up today, so instead I'm going to make sure that I'm actually in focus, which I think is quite important, don't you say? Today I want to talk about little YouTubers. I was watching one of their videos the other day. I don't want to mention any names, but it may or may not have been my brother's channel. But an ad appeared and I instantly thought, really? I mean, you only get 100 or so views per video, so you couldn't possibly make any money from it. Yet you are arrogant enough to believe that your not very loyal fan base is going to tolerate that ad just to see your not very good video, just in the hope of receiving a $5 check in the mail in 10 years time from your fruitless monetization exercise. What a twat. But then I remembered that I had also monetized my videos, so something else I've noticed among small YouTubers is how many of them, I suppose myself included, are bragging about how now they have Final Cut Pro 10, new DSLR cameras and stuff like that. And all I have to ask myself is, why? I personally don't think that a slightly blurry background and generic Final Cut titles are a gateway to millions and millions of views. Just look at my channel, for example. Most of these YouTubers continue claiming how, because now they've got Final Cut Pro 10, you'll be seeing lots of special effects and stuff like that. But no, you won't, because Final Cut isn't for special effects, you need After Effects for that. And that because of Final Cut Pro, you'll be seeing lots of new fantastic titles. The problem with that is that 95% of these titles can be found in iMovie, which is free. So all you're basically telling me is that you've just spent $319, which is quite a lot of money if you're just a teenager in a bedroom, just so you can have a new outro video. Wow. And I don't even see why you need a big, expensive, complicated program to even edit vlogs, because all you're basically doing is starting with a big clip, extracting all the embarrassing stuff from it and putting it back together, and then you put a title at the end. It's not very difficult. So instead of spending $320 on Final Cut Pro, if you're a vlogger, just use iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. It really is good enough. There's also a similar situation with camera equipment. Guys, don't buy a new expensive $3,000 camera, just open the window, let some light in, and it will be all fine and dandy. So to wrap it all up, if you're just starting to vlog, don't feel really intimidated and feel that you have to buy expensive lights, cameras and editing equipment. Just use what you've got, and trust me, it's more than good enough. The other day I was in Dimmicks and I was browsing through books, because that's what you do at Dimmicks, when I encountered some Doctor Who novels and went, what the hell, and took them to the counter. When I bought the books, the checkout person did slightly snig at him, so I was a bit skeptical about the books I had just bought, but that's fine, I respect his opinion, I suppose. But when I started reading them, I soon discovered why nobody read Doctor Who novels, and the reason is that they're all pretty poor fanfiction. No other word for it. For example, in the book The Wishing Well with the 10th Doctor and Martha, there are at least 5 cliffhangers in the book where you're supposed to question yourself, is the Doctor dead? Is Martha dead? And obviously the answer is no, because they're not allowed to die in the novel, so that totally kills the suspense. But to make up for it, the author decided it would be a fantastic idea to kill off one of the supporting characters every time the book gets a bit dull, which is quite often, if I admit. Instead of inducing sadness and tears and whatever you're supposed to feel when a character dies, I just felt relieved that I didn't have to remember yet another generic name. However, don't fear if you were hoping to get your Doctor Who fix from some novels, because I've encountered a couple that are actually quite satisfactory. The first one I want to talk about is The Silent Stars Go by Dan Abnett. Not only has a rather cool and snazzy cover, which is 3D, but it's actually refreshingly well written for fan fiction, and it's actually quite suspenseful and frightening, which is actually quite rare for Doctor Who, even in the television series. So buy that one. The second one I want to talk about is one that I actually haven't finished, but it's pretty good so far, so I assume it's pretty good throughout. And it's Summer Falls by Amelia Williams, which is of course Amy Pond. Now this book is a lovely collection of short stories with subtle references to Doctor Who, the television series, which you can pick up if you're a whovian, and they're all really lovely and well written, and it's just brilliant, so buy that one. Also you get little hints about what Amelia Pond and Rory Williams get up to in post Angels of Manhattan, so it's basically worth buying just to find that out. So buy that one too. Recently I've also been having a rather love-hate relationship with oranges, which I admit is quite an unusual relationship to have with just a humble little fruit. Firstly, I want to make clear that I actually like eating oranges and drinking orange juice, but this body wash was quite something else. So one day I was in Coles when I encountered this lovely new snazzy body wash bottle, and it was orange flavour, which is something I usually like, and it was half price, and I went what the hell and bought it, as I do. However, the problem came when I actually used it and smelled it. When I found out, although it smelled of oranges, it wasn't fresh oranges, which I think was the problem. So I had a dilemma. In order not to waste this precious bottle of body wash, what do I do with it? Do I, one, use it as quickly as possible, but suffer the indecency of smelling very strongly of mouldy oranges for the next week? Or two, do I use it really slowly so it would last me a much longer time, but I wouldn't smell so strongly of it? So what did I do? Well, I came up with a third ingenious option and just gave it to my brother. So if you've enjoyed this video, you can like it, subscribe and comment down in the comments, because nobody ever does that on my videos. And you've been you, I've been this person, and toodaloo.